guys, thanks for joining me today. It's Miss O'Neill, and we're going to be drawing a tiered cake. This is a 3D looking cake. I'll have my daughter Tori here with me today drawing along. So I'm going to start with a pencil. You may feel comfortable starting with a Sharpie, but I always like to start with a pencil, and that way if we make a mistake we can erase. So we're going to start at the top of the page and work our way down, and we want to start with a small oval shape there at the top. So it's kind of like a squashed circle. Some people call it an ellipse, but it is a very thin circle, oval shape. Now you're going to want to make the sides. So we're basically making a cylinder shape here. You want to make sure that your line goes straight down from the side of the oval. Now, I see a lot of students make a mistake at this part right here, and they try to put the line too far in. So we want to avoid doing that. You can see that ends up making like a muffin top or a top hat that's flipped upside down. So that's not the best way to do the cake there. But you can go ahead and do those lines on the side. And then when you do the bottom, you want to make sure that you curve that line. If you do a straight line at the bottom, again, it will mess up and it will make your cylinder look very flat, as you can see right there. So I just did one with a straight line so you can see how that kind of flattens it out and makes it look not so three-dimensional. So that's something we want to avoid. Now your next step is going to be to add another oval that is going to wrap around the bottom part of our little shape that looks kind of like a marshmallow now. So we're going to go around the bottom right there, and we've just turned our marshmallow into a top hat. So that top hat is what we want. Looking good there. And there we go. We've got our top hats going, and we're going to continue the first step that we did on that first cylinder shape, and we're going to make a straight line down from the edge. Now, again, make sure that your line is right at the edge of that oval. That's pretty important. If you don't, it will really mess up the effect of the drawing. And then if we were going to add one more tiered layer there, so let's do one more oval wrapped around the bottom. And you could really continue this as long as you have space on your paper. If you, you could do a 20-layer cake if you drew small enough and started high enough on your paper. So really you just want to draw your straight lines down there, and then you're going to again curve the bottom. Now I'm going to stop with my layers here, and I'm going to add a cake stand. So I'm going to do that the same way that I would have done another layer, and that's going to be by adding another oval there at the bottom, and you could turn this into a plate, you could turn it into a cake stand. It's really kind of your choice, a platter, a fancy platter. Depends on where you want your drawing, the background you're drawing to be, or what kind of cake you made. You may want to have a birthday cake or a wedding cake or just a regular kind of cake to eat. So cakes are always fun. Everybody likes cakes, and decorating them is even funner than drawing them. So decorating them is our next step. But to do that cake stand, yes, you're just going to wrap another oval down there at the bottom. And then you can add some type of fancy design or curved lines, patterns. I'm going to do just a straight line down from the edge and then some waves. And that's going to make my cake stand look a little bit elegant and fancy. So the straight line down, though, remember, we don't want our waves to kind of splay out to the side, because that will again mess up our 3D effect and make it look flat. So go ahead and add your little curved lines there. Good job, Tori. And then we're just going to put a little stand here at the bottom. So I'm going to draw 2 lines and curve the bottom a little bit. And then we're going to add a little base there so we can hold that stand up. And there we go. And now we have our 3-tiered cake on a beautiful, elegant cake stand. So now it's time for the fun part. We get to add our decorations and frost your cake. So you could add some birthday candles up here at the top. I like to do a little dewlap of icing. So I just kind of make 2 C-shaped lines that are facing each other. And of course, when you do that, you're going to want to erase any kind of the background that's going through your design so that you show some overlapping and create depth. Because we wouldn't want to see through it. Most things are not see-through unless they're made of glass. So we have to do some overlapping there. So I'm just doing a couple little C shapes that face each other, and then a nice little triangle dewlap on top. Looks kind of like a Hershey Kiss. And then we're going to close up that bottom half. Sorry about the chickens chirping in the background. I've got baby chicks at my house right now, and they are sure a little mess. They're just jumping around and hopping. One day I'll have to do a video and show you guys the baby chicks. So I'm going to keep adding on some icing here, and maybe even some little swirls that look like flowers. Tori's decided to put a little cherry on top of her cake. That's a great idea also. So you can always add a cherry on top. I'm going to continue making little swirls and icings, and you can decorate your cake however you choose. You don't have to do it this way. You could do polka dots, you could do stripes, you could do swirls. In just a minute I will show you some different ideas of ways that you could frost your cake. But just think of all the different types of lines and patterns that you know how to make, and then make it your own creative design. glad you guys joined us today to draw your cake, and we have our finished cakes here, and I hope yours looks awesome too. Thank you for joining us, and like and subscribe. More videos coming soon. Bye.